Senators, now recent polls have placed the African National Congress support below 50% ahead of the upcoming election. It comes as the party in Gauteng engages its provincial structure. They were meeting in Ekurhuleni where chairperson Panyaza Lesufi discussed election plans and some other issues with the senior members. Lesufi joins us now in the studio for more on that. Good to have you, and thanks so much for your time.
Nice, thanks for the invite. Truly appreciate it.
You're on cloud 9 today because you just delivered at least on one of the promises that you made ahead of your next State of the Province address.
That's how we roll.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's how we roll.
Are we going to find ourselves in a situation where, once again, I mean, you launch these things and then they are always followed by a barrage of civil society investigations telling us that so much money has been spent, this was not done right, the police are not involved here, you've got these things that are just going to be a white elephant and so on and so forth?
Well, unfortunately, we have never been in that state, and I doubt we'll be in that state. What we've done, we've planted in the public minds our integrated approach in fighting crime. Crime in Gauteng is out of control. Criminals are heartless and reckless. They do as they wish, and they've killed so many people. They've kidnapped so many people. They've stolen so many cars. We can't fold our arms and say, we're not going to intervene because society is going to say the things that you are saying they're saying. We're not going to fold our arms and say society is going to blame us for intervening. If they do, it's up to them. But we have put a plan. We said we'll have 6,000 young people that are going to patrol our townships. They're there, patrolling. We said we'll have 6,000 cameras. Today, we switch them on. They're there. We said we'll have 180 drones. They're there. We said we'll have helicopters. They're up there, flying. We said we'll have an e-panic button. We're going to launch it later this week. So that during your smartphone, if you are under attack, you press that smart button. We've got 10,000 private security companies that have signed up. We've got the police, we've got traffic police. We also have our audit. So we are going to push the frontiers of crime in our province. Because if we can't, we're not going to attract the investment that we will lose our position as the economic center of our country. Because no one wants to make their children to grow up in our province, and no one wants to invest in our province. So we have to take this route. There will be risk, there will be cost. We don't dispute that, but we can't fold our arms and say people must die purely because we're scared of criminals. Not in this province. So
I saw your comrade, Lungisa, giving you some kudos, saying you're working. But interesting, the reaction that other people are saying just underneath that particular tweet, where people are saying, well, it's too little, too late. You can say you've delivered all these things, 6,000 jobs, helicopters, panic buttons, and so on and so forth. Good and well. It's too little, too late. The polls are already telling us the numbers that you're far from being able to reach what you would want.
Well, the hatred of the ANC is there. You can't stop it. And it's not scientific. The hatred of the ANC is there. You can't stop it. It's purely because of many other things that we don't know. The hatred of the ANC is there because of the huge trust deficit. So whatever that we do, there will be people that will hate us. There will be people that won't accept it. And it's only those that benefit out of these products that they appreciate what we're doing. We didn't have electricity in some of the townships for 3 years. We put transformers there. Did they hate us? Did they speak bad about us? Surely not, because they understand the intervention that we're making. The young people that have created jobs for them. Did they hate us? Did they went on Twitter to insult us? No, because they appreciate what they've intervened. So allow those that are doomsayers to continue to do that. It's their work. Others are paid, others are accounts that are fake, or people say whatever that they want to say, hiding behind those particular accounts. We are not interested. And we are not an illegitimate government, Thabo. We are not an illegitimate government. We are here until the term of office comes to an end. Whatever that we are doing, we have just been elected to be in power. Myself, I've just been placed to be the premier of this particular province. So I must fold my arms and not do things and say, hey, by the way, when you do this thing, people say, no, too late. No, it's not going to work that way. People can say whatever wants to say. We appreciate where there's constructive criticism, and we accept it. And where people believe that we need to accelerate our work, we'll do so. We are a legitimate government until a new government comes. And no one knows that new government. Yeah. Anyone can predict whatever they want to predict. But no one knows that new government until all South Africans go to the polls and exercise their democratic right.
How do you just ignore survey polls, 6 agencies, and say, nah, we're not going to listen to all these agencies. We'll trust our own. What is it?
We have not ignored
that you're
We have not ignored them. We have not commented on them. There's no single leader. We have taken a principled position. that we're not going to comment on those particular surveys. We know what we are doing, and at the right moment, we will be in a position to comment. And all those particular surveys, the good thing, all of them, whether it's a DA Alliance survey or it's a conservative survey, all of them, they say the most single party that is supported by South Africans is the African National Congress. All of them. But we will not say it because it does not suit our narrative to say the most single supported political party in this country is the African National Congress.
Well, I mean,
you can argue about...
They're also saying that the most single party that is losing support is the African National Congress.
And we'll accept that because the figures are there. But what we will not accept is to reband the African National Congress, relegate it as if it's not relevant to the political framework of our country, ensure that the African National Congress is not listened to, even stop it in participating either in debates, radio, talk shows or whatever, purely because anyone that publicly declare their support for the African National Congress, they will be bullied, they will be insulted, they will be undermined. And we've accepted that we are working in that particular environment. So if a party that is hated by majority of commentators, if a party that is hated by majority of those that are expressing their views during or through the social networks, but it remains the party that is supported by majority of South Africans, is an indication that there's relevance there, that this party can serve. Ordinary people understand what this party has done to them. And for the last 30 years, we know what our mission was, what our commitment was, and no one can claim that we have not made a dent either against poverty or we have not made a dent for the development of this country or have not made a dent for the upliftment of our people across all sectors of society, especially women and young people.
Let's talk about the mandates, the 4 pillars that you're saying the PC has asked you to concentrate on, and certainly have made some important proposals. Economic recovery of the province. I mean, you know the situation in the province. The latest reports also suggesting what's happening in Tshwane, the lack of ability to collect. Thabo Mdluli sitting right there. He's complaining the same situation. He had set his target of collection. He didn't meet it, and he's not about to meet it. Treasury has accepted that the economic condition is bad. The municipalities are going to struggle to be able to meet those kinds of recoveries.
Let me tell you what economic recovery means. Almost 2 hours ago, I was here in Midrand. BMW is launching new hydrogen cars in our province, in our country, for the very first time. A new hydrogen car, what does that mean? We need new engineers. What does that mean? We need new people to build that particular car. What does that mean? We need people to either finance that car, promote that car, and also ensure that car is in all the branches of BMW across the country. It's not economic recovery. It is. So we are continuing to plant things that make this economy to move. And we're quite excited. Stats have just released information about tourism. Which province have been visited more than any other province? It's Gauteng. Is that not economic recovery? It is. We are now receiving new 9 flights that are coming to fly from various parts of the globe that are flying directly to Gauteng. Why will they come to Gauteng if Gauteng is dying? Purely because they understand there is an economic recovery.
One would say all these things will not happen if you don't have power.
Our enemy
the cars won't be built.
I want to go there.
Tourism is going to happen if the lights are off.
But the numbers happened during that period. It didn't happen when there was no load shedding. We want to acknowledge and accept that there are 2 enemies that we need to confront head-on as Gauteng. And the first one is crime. If you can't ensure people that visit are safe, then there's no need to promote Gauteng. If South Africans who have to drive this economy, after 7 p.m., they lock themselves in their houses, they switch on their alarms, they close doors and other things, whereas they needed to participate in an economy so that the economy can continue to grow, then we know we're missing something. If women can't even drive at night or go anywhere at night, we need to confront a crime head-on. And that's why I'm not ashamed that we are putting billions and billions of rands to really tackle crime head-on. The second issue is load shedding. We've communicated that decision to our national leadership. We have communicated that decision to Eskom. We really believe the way Eskom is managing load shedding is unfortunate. We really believe they are clumsy. We are of the view that they can do better. And we have not hidden that position. Because this is the economic hub of the country. The ICT of this particular country, where it is here. The banking industry, where it is here. and many other telecommunication companies, they're in our province. So if we can't manage this load shedding, it will affect everyone. It will affect everything. So the sooner we get out of that situation, the better. But that does not mean we must fold our arms and say, there's load shedding, nothing. We must not attract new investment. We must not create new opportunities, or must not work around the clock to ensure that the economy of our province survives. So the recovery of the economy is a big thing. Fighting crime is a second thing. Energy is a third thing. And the last one is to improve our townships. We can't inherit Alexander the way it is and leave it the way it is, or Kachis or Tembisa or any other thing. We want to invest in those particular townships to turn them from being those slums and to be economic hub of our country as well. Yeah. Because the numbers are there. Yeah. We get those townships right, we will be in a position to contribute to economic recovery of our province.
I don't know how much you read of manifestos of other people, but other parties promise 1 million jobs here, 4 million jobs here, 3 million jobs here, and all sorts of things.
Wait for the real manifesto.
And they're looking at yours and you're saying, well, you've given us 6,000 jobs, maybe 4,000 here and there.
195,000 in 12 months.
Right, and they're saying, in fact, they're critic of that. They're saying, you sat down and looked at vacancies within the province. Yeah. And you created jobs out of that. It's not really real jobs.
Who said they're not real jobs? Were they traffic wardens a year ago? They're permanently employed. 6,000 of them. It's not real jobs. They're saving with their families. I mean, it's people who are lazy, who are quick to say, this thing is not good. Everyone speaks about job creation. But if we create jobs like what we have done now with BMW, it's not electioneering. If we do jobs as government, it's electioneering. Our time is up, we must go. It does not work that way. You must not allow those people to discourage. Our motto is very simple. Let's talk more work. Let's do the necessary things that will drive our economy, create opportunities of young people. I mean, the 35,000 young people, 35,000 young people whose jobs came to an end during the month of December. You want young people, 35,000 of them, to stay at home and do nothing. It can't be. We recruited them. They accepted our offers. They're now employed. They are not asking you for money to buy toiletries or asking money to buy. So half a loaf is better than nothing. So those that are taking us, that are creating jobs for electioneering, the good thing is that they are electioneering about state infrastructure that is not working. Who stops them? No one. So anyone must be allowed to portray or to plant or say whatever that they want to say without being hindered. And anyone who wants to counter what we are doing, they must counter it with facts, not with general rhetoric statements. We are counter-political parties in the legislature. Did they raise anything? No. We have given them these figures in the legislature. Did they reject them? No. We have given budget about these projects in the legislature. Where we account, did they say anything? Because they're always not there. They're always not there. So they won't know these things, and that is why they will say whatever they're saying in the public platform. But where we stand, we will continue to do our work, Thabo.
So how many jobs are you planning to create? What was the mandate given to you by the PEC on job creation?
Well, from government point of view, we wanted 240,000. We are on 195. On Monday, we are going to make announcements during the state of the province address. But that is on government side. On the private sector side, I said to the team, we need to be guided by those institutions that are given mandate to check this information. And the last time, the state say released their employment figures, we were high there as Gauteng. So we're doing it both, and we're not going to stop, and we'll create opportunities for everyone. Even those that we want them, we're going to bid for major international events to come to Gauteng. And we're also going to bid for some sporting activities to come to Gauteng, so that we create these opportunities for everyone across the spectrum, even those that can't get an opportunity to be at the stock exchange or any other market that needs opportunities.
Tembinka Dimeng was saying earlier on in Parliament that you won't be able to take people to the capital because of the situation there. There's 2.5 billion or so, could be wrong, but it's over 2 billion that has been sent back in terms of grant funding. As government, now put on your premium hat. What are you going to do?
It saddens me, I must be honest. This is a demonstration of a government that does not work with other governments. Tshwane has defined itself outside cooperative governments of any municipalities. If I convene mayors, I know all mayors will come except the mayor from Tshwane. If we go to a strategic plan to plan about Gauteng, I know everyone will come except Tshwane. If we put budget proposal on the table, everyone will come except Tshwane. And this is the price they're paying. They want to be an island on their own when we have corporate governments that we need to promote. They can't offer water to our people there. And I said to the Minister of Water and Sanitation, to say, Minister, water is life. There's no way we can allow our people not to have water. Intervene. Because if we intervene, they will think it's political point scoring. Check all the metros across the country. The least performing metro is Tshwane. So it's even harming our integrity as Gauteng with their performance. Check people that need to submit books to the Auditor General. Who submitted late is Tshwane. Check their financial status. I mean, you are struggling with your finances. National government comes and take almost 2.6 billion from your budget. So it's a demonstration that those that are beating the drums that their government in waiting, they'll run government better. People must see who the real people are. Anything that is good must be in the Western Cape, must not be here. They're even trying to pass a law in the Western Cape that next time when you go to Western Cape, we'll need a passport because they want to be a standalone province. That must not be part of our country. We need to defeat this thinking. We need to ensure that South Africans understand that all political parties that are making criticism or shouting criticism against the African National Congress, if you check them really who they are and what they stand for, there's nothing tangible to get out of them.
Let's talk then around your position on coalitions. Is it been agreed now? I mean, national ANC is looking at reviewing these coalitions at local government. You said now as the PEC, are you in support of that? I mean, you yourself, along with the SG provincial secretary.
No, we support the review.
You were the ones who formed these coalitions.
We did, and we are not regretting. We did. Out of those coalitions, we lost 11, out of 11 municipalities, we lost 10. And out of these coalitions, we managed to recover 9. So we've got 10 municipalities where the ANC is influential, whereas they were not influential after the election. So we don't regret that part. What we regret is that we took the public statements, we took the public statements of these political parties who prophesized about working for our people, who prophesized to accelerate service delivery. But when they became part of government, yes, Thabo. Thabo? Hey, we saw other things. So therefore, we really believe there's no genuineness. You go to Ekurhuleni.
You said they are manipulative. I think that's the word that they're quoting you as having said. You're saying you found that your coalition partners have proven to be manipulators.
It goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. I wish I can use those terms. It's just that this is a family platform. I can't. So we are of the view, therefore, that a review of some sort is urgently needed. Because at this rate, at this pace, if you continue with this kind of arrangement, it will create serious problems, not only for our political well-being as the ANC, but for the country as a whole. And we are not disparate to be in power. When we were voted out of power, we sat in the opposition benches. It is these organizations, when they supported the DA, they came back to us to say, no, we supported the wrong horse. Can you come to join us? And we came, we found what we thought will be in the best interest of our people, but now we are realizing the best way for the ANC to govern is when it governs alone and governs in a manner that... Tshwane, for example, just check their financial records. We have never had a disclaimer when it was run by the ANC. Go to Ekurhuleni. For 5 consecutive years, we have clean audits run by the ANC. Now it's run by the people that are running it. Do we have clean audits? No. Do we have disclaimer? It's the order of the day.
We don't have the audits at this particular point.
But they had a disclaimer last year.
Given a condemnation.
They've got a disclaimer last year. They've got a disclaimer last year. And I can tell you now, with what the Auditor General has already put in the public space and what political parties are commenting either in Ekurhuleni and other municipalities in Tshwane, we are not expecting any new miracle. Actually, we're going to get the worst outline. Whereas in the province, out of the 10 departments, we got 7 clean audits. It's a demonstration that we are capable to ensure that we can drive Gauteng to a better height, South Africa to a better height. Obviously, there are limitations and gaps that need to be attended.
Let me ask you now, I mean, I've already heard that there are officials there and maybe members of political parties who have submitted a whole dossier to the ICU to investigate Ekurhuleni. Are you a part of that?
I'm not aware, but I don't think that we'll need to deal with it in that particular fashion. Whoever that has records about any particular person or municipality, I'm glad they went to ICU. But our approach is very simple. that the political parties that have been mandated collectively to run that municipality must have a session amongst themselves. The problem with Ekurhuleni, unlike other municipalities where we have coalition governments, those that are running that particular municipality are not willing to meet with the people that are running that municipality with them. They feel where it suits them is the political party that is doing good. Where it doesn't suit them, they don't want to state that is them that are messing that municipality. So we need to find a way that when we enter into this kind of partnership or running government, what is the best mechanism of having a forum where we can clear issues, we can deposit our dissatisfaction, and those particular dissatisfaction can be resolved. But in the absence of that, if everyone is doing the way they're doing, or mandated by their own political party, but when they know that political party does not have the overwhelming majority to run that municipality, we'll have this kind of challenges and limitations that we're facing there.
Panyaza Lesufi, appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming on. Chairperson of the ANC in Gauteng, coming out of the PC meeting. He's going into now the government Lekgotla for the next couple of days, and he says he'll be ready to deliver his State of the Province address next week.